Van and Derek for another version of the Blackhawk Buzz. You have your glasses that enable you to look into the future, and there are a lot of things that have changed. A lot of things that are no longer on the schedules. Some things are maybe going to remain on the schedule. Let's talk about some of those that could be happening down the line if everything goes according to Hoyle, as they say.
So let's just specifically right now talk kind of about what's happening that maybe nobody knows. Weddings are canceling quickly. All of our outside golf tournaments are canceling quickly. Any inside dining, from retirement parties to Rotary to all these other things, probably will not be happening anytime soon. It would be difficult for us to figure out how to do the social distancing thing inside. And quite frankly, I think moving forward, the human behavior is going to change on whether or not you're going to do as much dining anyways. But I ask our members to just keep these things in mind. Shotguns probably aren't going to happen for a while. It's going to be very difficult for us to get everybody together and then send you onto the golf course. Tee times, right? So that kind of means 9 wine and dine, and we got to start thinking about that stuff right now. Tee times, not shotguns. The new men's league that we're introducing, which was going to be a shotgun, we should be ready for tee times. Probably crossover tees where we're getting 8 people going at the same time. Probably not going to do those. After you get done playing, congregating on the patio or on ladies' night when they have so much fun. I just, at this point, I do not see those things happening. I hope to God that they will, but I just don't think that's going to happen. So what does that mean for the club? It means we're losing an amazing amount of revenue that we will not be able to recover from. It means that the Blackhawk that we have built up over the last 2, 3, 4, 5 years is going to be very different moving forward. And we're going to do the best things that we can to make sure that it's as close to what you're used to as it has been in years past, but be patient with us. And I apologize up front if it's not going to fit the way you normally come to Blackhawk and do some things. I hope at some point eventually the locker room's open. I hope at some point the golf shop opens. Know that the golf shop is not stocked at all. We were able to stop all of those orders so that we have very little overhead this year. We had to do that. We had to make sure that once June rolls around, we had to do those things. Understand that, because of the loss of revenue, Blackhawk's going to go backwards, and we're going to go backwards financially quite a bit over the next 3, 4, 5 months. I would tell you probably to the tune of $500,000. It's a real big number. So it's going to be different, and I hope that, Paulie Graham's retiring, that, maybe we could have his retirement party here, but we're doing our best to push back everything that we can. But I want to be kind of clear on something that I think is important to understand. For over 100 years, the golf industry has been looking for an answer for private clubs on if a private club did not do any outside events, could it make it? And I think we're going to get that answer this year in 2020. And I think a model moving forward could look something like not a lot of things over here on this side of the building, whether it's Rotary or bridge or small luncheons or things like that. 8 weddings maybe a year that are much bigger, because I think everything that we've done, remember there's a renovation that went on here and it looks fantastic, that we'll be able to charge more money. But I think our model is going to be looked at really hard, and it's going to change a little bit. And change is scary, and we're in a crisis, but a lot of times crisis can provide innovation and opportunity. And I think when you look behind us right now, you might see that there's a change here, and I got some splinters and I pounded some wood and did some staining just to kind of make it a little bit more acceptable. And we're going to have to do a lot of these things internally. Are we going to try and bring back all of our employees? Sure, I'd love to do that. I just don't know if that's something that's going to happen. And do I wish we could do 9 wine and dine right away here? Yeah, I do, because I think it's a great night and it's what we hang our hat on as a club. But I don't see it happening. I know that this ban is going to come off hopefully at some point in May, but that doesn't mean that the gatherings of 10 people or more is going to change for quite some time. I could be wrong on all that. Like I said, my rules were don't make any assumptions and let's not talk about things we really don't know about. But I think it's safe to say that you should start to get your head around the fact that it's going to be different moving forward. And I mean, not just for us, but I think for everybody in the world. So I think that's important information for us to just get out there and have us start talking about it. Any ideas, any thoughts, any concerns, all that stuff. I'm getting a lot of emails as is right now, but I'd love to just hear people's thoughts because I can't think of everything. Our committees can't think of everything. But it's going to be tough. I mean, no book clubs, things like that. I mean, it's going to be difficult for a while.
The one thing that, we can only control what we can control. I think that's the one thing that everybody needs to be aware of. And the one thing that I want to say on a personal note, and I'll get choked up, we have a hell of a lot to be thankful for the gentleman sitting right here. And notice we do have, in my case, 10 feet. He didn't want to get 6 feet with me. He wanted to make sure he was 12 feet away. But to be thankful for what he's doing, what he has done, and the vision that he has for Blackhawk. And with that, I'll say goodbye for this Blackhawk Buzz.